Okay, guys, so I'm about to just run a quick video for you all to understand how to take trades from setup that I share, wherever I share setup, right? So uh, I just want to, what I'll be going through is showing how I come up with the setup and then the trade setup, and then how you can place the trade in your MetaTrader 4 account. All right. Now you're seeing my phone on the screen. That's a demo account. It's not a real account. Um, I wouldn't put any account with that kind of balance in a public domain. All right. But what we're seeing here is what I'm showing you is a trade setup, um, a chart on Euro USD on TradingView, right? So I'm going to minimize the phone for a while and show you how I usually come up with trading opportunities and how you can take trade from what I share, right? So first of all, I'm going to take out all the indicators, right? And just look at a chart. And for me, at I start off at the highest level and then zoom in. No matter if I did it before, I try my best to go to the highest levels and zoom in. But this demonstration is not a trading analysis video. This video is just to show you how to take the trade, right? But just to quickly show you how I go about in terms of analyzing. I look at the monthly and then I zoom in to the weekly, then the daily, then the 4 hour, right? Then the 1 hour. I start drawing up my zones in the 1 hour, right? Either 1 hour or 4 hour. And then I look for entries either in the half an hour and the 15 minute. All right. Sometimes I go to the 5 minute and look at price action. I look at the candles moving and stuff. But otherwise, so what I'm going to do is zoom in to a day time frame, right? And I have some markup I did on Euro USD before, right? So basically, Euro USD came down after significant while came down into this area here, right? Where there was a gap, closed that gap, came lower down, right? Um, Essentially, my expectation, in fact, at this stage, I didn't even want to talk about the expectation, right? I just want to show how I look at the movement and identify opportunities to buy or sell. All right. So what I'm going to do is let's start here. All right. In fact, I'm going to remove all the markup. Let's look at it from here. Right. So what I'm looking at is anytime I'm looking at current price, I like to look at what the history of the chart said. Right. So I'm going to take note of this area, right? This area here. Obviously, anything in that area is of interest to me as a support area, right? Um, so here now, what I'm doing is I'm just drawing zones to cover major support and resistance levels and identify areas where price could break out, retest, and then you buy or sell, right? It's called the price trap strategy, basically, that I learned from Christopher Derrick, right? We have a number of educators on our Go Live platform who utilize the price trap. All right. Vidish Animola is one that has a session on Wednesday, the Wall Street Wednesday session. Definitely, you could look at his approach. Christopher Derrick sessions every morning at 2 a.m. as well. obviously being the person who really like the godfather of price trap, basically invented price trap in our community. And so uh, what we do is at this stage I'm looking at this at the day time frame, but I'll go into the 4 hour because the most intelligence I got in this is that price is at a support area, right? So the expectation is that price it tried to break this support area. It did not, right? It formed wicks and then came back up and found support so far, right? That's what the daytime frame gave me. So I am interested in possible buys at this point. However, I'm still going to use the zones, right? I'm going to use these zones to help guide me whether we are in a buy or sell situation, right? So let's look at this. So we're in the 4 hour time frame. I want to identify a support and resistance zone that makes sense for me to track price, current price, right? In fact, let's go to the day, 1 hour, sorry, 1 hour time frame. Well, 2 hour. Let's go to the 2 hour time frame. All right. All right. So let's see. We could use blue, right? And we could use this a little more transparent. Undo that, right? And let's see how we could find a nice resistance area and also find a support area. So what I'm using to find the area, I'm looking at the wicks, right? If you look at the wicks going up, wick here, wick here, wick there, all right? Wick there, wick there. And I'm also finding the support area, all right? If it is you don't understand basic support and resistance, I highly recommend that you go back to the academy and learn the basics on support and resistance, right? And zones. The series 200 in the academy is definitely a particular area that you want to focus on. So when it comes to the zones, right, I'm looking at the wicks here. I also measure the distance of the zone, right? Minimum 50 pips, maximum 200 pips, right? So you could draw another zone like this, right? You could do this, clone that, place it at a point here, and also we could also look at a zone at that point there as well, right? Some people could just will may eliminate these two smaller areas and just focus on this big area. But I like to have my zones ranging from 50 pips to 200 pips, right? So now we're gonna stretch out these zones. All right, we're gonna stretch out these zones. All right, let me see if look at this a little bit again. All right, so we're looking at that, right? So let's see how good these zones are, right, relative to the history, right? So we're looking at history. All right. I like to look at the history to see, well, if I had used these same zones in the past, will I will I will I have found opportunities to earn, right? So if this was a support zone at this point, we could see that if I had something like this here, right, where I'm showing a pullback, and to trade off of the pullback, then definitely you could have taken a trade using this zone and profited significantly, right? So I go back in history to look at my zones to see if they are good points that is consistent, not just in the current time frame, but in the past, right? So if I was to just go back a bit again, maybe I'll get to see what price did at the zones. All right, so boom. Now some educators, they just show the zone, right? They just show the zone where the two zones, right? To keep it probably simpler. That they may say simpler, all right? I like to draw one zone above and below as well because it could show me potential take profit levels, right? And when I secure partial profit, which I'm going to show you, and I want to know when to close off the trade, I could use the next zones as a guide as well. All right, so let me go to a higher time frame to see how these zones matching up with price historically. Go to a day time frame. All right, so let's look at this, right? So boom. So there we go. You think that these were good zones if we look at it, right? Right, we're seeing that there was a decent amount of reversals at these zones, right? Pullbacks at these zones. Okay, so we could say that these zones is a decent uh, areas of interest in terms of price for the current situation as well as in the past. All right, so we're going to go back to the hour time frame. All right, we're going to go back to the hour time frame. And what I want to do is to show you how would you trade a particular area, let's say when I send out a trade, right? So let me show you what I usually do. So let's say price was here and I identify this zone here, right? What I will do is I'll put a drawing like this above and below, right? And I will also do this. I will do this where I will show as well this here, right? Let me fix this. Let me fix this. All right. And then I will put this yellow circle here. And this is what you will typically see on a setup that I do. All right. Now, what I want to show you is how do you take the trade? How do you take the trade? I'm going to pause here, and when we come back, we're going to look at how do you take the trade because it's 7 o'clock and we have a live session to hop on. It's an opportunity call, right? So I'm going to hop onto that, and we will get back to this, and we will discuss how do you take the trade and actually place it on your phone. See you soon, guys.